Peace and blessings to the family. It is me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Boston community. Shout out to the Louisiana All-American Sports Network. Shout out to Envision Photography and Video. And shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. This is the Tailgate Party, Season 1, Episode 6, the 2025 BoomBox Classic breakdown and prediction. Man, y'all already know what it is. Let's get it. All right. In fact, we gonna give time. We're gonna give people time to pull up because I ain't gonna lie, I jump started the show. So let's run something else. All right. We got a few people in the build down, you dig? But let's start it off. Motivation to be a millionaire. He said, salute Coach 67, chat, Jaguar Nation, and HBCU family. Salute the motivation to be a millionaire. Motivation to be a millionaire said, if Southern loses Saturday, fire Terrence Graves immediately after the game. Dang. Ooh, dang. Yeah, that's motivation to be a millionaire. Put hashtag Go Jags. Relaxing Conran say salute Coach 67, chat, Jaguar Nation, and HBCU family. He said if the Jags lose, we ride so Graves can get fired. Dang, bro. Ooh, man, we in the chat early with the fire Terrence Graves if we lose Saturday. Relaxing Conran put beat some Tiger Peach. Y'all know what that means. And he put hashtag Go Jags. Will Wallace in the building. Salute to you. Jackson stayed on top. Rod the second said, hey, Coach, man, what's good with your family? Salute to your boy, Jay. He said, salute, Coach. Go Jags. Yes, sir. Andre Jr. said, we live, baby. It's BoomBox week. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rod the second said, I might pull up this weekend. Herb Woods got cleared. From what I'm hearing, he did. Andre Jr. said, y'all got time to go back and wipe your feet in case you forgot to before walking in. LOL. Yeah, man, please, y'all coming through. Please hit the like button, you dig? Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. I already know this is going to be one of the lit shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Like this live stream. Share it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, you know what I'm saying? You know, we getting ready to pop it off, you know what I'm saying? Christopher Duke's in the building. He said SU Jags. He got a bunch of head wounds, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We're going to let a few more people come in the building and we're going to get it popping, you know what I'm saying? Because I already know this BoomBox week, we know we're going to get lit, you know what I'm saying? All right. Your boy Jay said, boom, a bust for Graves. He said he went back and he reevaluated everything, including coaching. I'm not gonna lie, your boy Jay, Terrence Graves remind me of this woman that I was in a relationship with. And this is the reason why I say that. She always said the right things, but just like a politician, her actions and her words never really aligned. So yeah, he's saying all the right stuff. Don't tell me, show me you did. If I don't see a better product on the field come Saturday night, and especially if it doesn't result in the win, like look, bro, all that's just mount lip service, you dig? You know what I'm saying? Man, salute to my brother Jay Good in the build down, you dig? Andre Jr. said, salute Coach 67. I'm riding with them boys, win or lose, or draw. I'm tired of JSU as much as us fans. I'm positive that we will give it their best and come out with the win Saturday. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. As much trash I done talk, y'all gotta understand it. Let me be clear and transparent in everything I say. First and foremost, in terms of just SWAC, MEAC, HBCU football in general, I love HBCU football. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Second of all, as much as I talk trash about Southern and administration and this, that, and the third, you got people like on opposite ends of the spectrum. First, you got people that's like, oh man, we need to boycott this, that, and the third. Man, hey, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't care if Southern lost every game. I ain't boycotting the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a season ticket holder for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I've been going to Southern University games for over 40 years. So I am not boycotting the thing. It's never going to happen with me. Even when Stump Mitchell was the head coach, you know what I'm saying? They won one game. Hey, I might have left early and I might have been heated. I might have been pissed and I talked my trash, but guess what? I still was there to support him every game. So that's what it's going to be. And second of all, for them people on the opposite end of the spectrum, that's like, oh man, you always got something negative to say. You know what I'm saying? Why can't y'all just support and shit up? Man, look, bro. Hey, I done graduated from Southern. I done invested money in the Southern University. I done put my money where my mouth is. I done paid tuition not only for myself, for other family members, whatever the case may be. Look, I done earned my stripes. I done earned the right to talk as much trash as I'm going to talk, or whatever the case may be. So look, if you don't like what I'm saying, then guess what? Tell administration to get their stuff together and put a better product on the field. You ain't gonna never stop me from talking my talk, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I done earned my stripes. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie. It's time for administration and Terrence Graves and everybody just put up a shut up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jaguar Nation, we won't win. And you definitely can't lose to your rival. And I'm not gonna lie, coming out here on Saturday and getting skull dragged and getting stomped out, it's not an option. You know what I'm saying? Like your boy Jay said, it's boom or bust for Graves. Man, hey, bro, that's big facts. And I'm sure the pun was intended. BoomBox Classic this week is boom or bust for Graves. So he got to deliver a better product. You know what I'm saying? Even if Southern can't pull it out to the point where they actually get a win, I'm telling you, you gotta deliver a better product on the field. You cannot, for the BoomBox Classic, AW Mumford Stadium, people to some field on Saturday, September the 27th. You can't get stomped out by Jackson State. Like, that's not even an option, you know what I'm saying? And if Roman Banks is cool with Southern getting stomped out at home against Jackson State, I'm going to keep it a buck. It's time for him to go too. Realistically, you got a lot of people in the chat, a lot of my subscribers, they've been calling for his job, for a while now. So at the end of the day, it's time to put up a shut up, And of course, at the end of the show, I'm definitely going to give my prediction. I'm going to give my breakdown, the whole nine. Now, to Rod's second point, from what I understand, Jalen Woods is cleared. And I'm on record in stating this in terms of which quarterback would I go with? Would I go with Ashton Stroud, or would I go with Jalen Woods? I'm going to be truthful, I think, in these type of situations. And it's the irony, right? Southern played Jackson State twice last year. They played Jackson State twice. They lost to Jackson State twice. Jalen Woods did not take a single snap in either one of those games. So, truthfully speaking, I will go with Jalen Woods, but this the caveat. I'm not going to lie, from a coach's perspective, the fact that he got concussions in 2 of the last 3 games he done played in is a serious concern from a coach's perspective, especially if Jalen Woods was my son, because truthfully speaking, I'm old enough to be his dad. He's young enough to be my son, even though, I don't have kids. Truthfully speaking, I'm not going to lie. From a coach's perspective, I am highly concerned the fact that this boy got 2 concussions in 2 of the last 3 games he done played in. You know what I'm saying? I really don't even count the North Carolina Central game, even if you won't count it. All right. He played in the Classic. He got a concussion. He played North Carolina Central, and he played against Valley. So that's 3 games right there. So he got a concussion in 2 of the last 3 games he played in. So truthfully speaking, even if he does get the start, like, bro, you got to be highly cautious. You got to be highly cautious in this game. You really can't afford to take no punishment. And truthfully speaking, like, I'm weary of him potentially getting another concussion. Not only that, all right, whether you start Ashton Stroud or whether you start Jalen Woods, how long a leash does either one of them have? Because truthfully speaking, like, you really can't afford to get behind. Realistically, if Southern has any chance of winning this game on Saturday, they got to play with the lead. They cannot play from behind. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to EA. He said if Graves keeps it close within 14, he should be okay. Remember, he won the SWAC West his first season. That's another thing, too. A lot of people was pointing that out. They say they think as long as Southern doesn't get, like, completely destroyed, I don't think 14 is close enough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you say, Coach, what you think? How big a field you think Jackson State should be? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna just be honest. If I was the odds makers, I'd make Jackson State a 28-point favorite going into the game on Saturday. And some people might be like, "Dang, Coach, that's a lot." I'm just being honest. Honestly, if I was making a betting line, Jackson State is a 28-point favorite. If I said anything else, I'll be lying to you, because on paper, Jackson State is a much better team than Southern. Jackson State has been playing much better than Southern. And if I said anything else, I would be lying. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic going into Saturday's game. But truthfully speaking, if I said anything else in terms of if I was making a betting line, I'd make Jackson State a 28-point favorite. Point blank, bottom line, period. But even if Southern don't win, he cannot get blown out. You say about 14, I say 10. I think if he keep it within 10 points, I think he should be safe. And once you get past the Jackson State game, once you get in playing in conference play, because conference play for Southern starts on Saturday. People be like, they already played Alabama State. It didn't count towards the SWAC standings. Saturday's game counts towards the SWAC standings, for one. And second of all, I'm not even going to lie. Once you get past Alabama State, Jackson State, and Alabama A&M, the rest of the SWAC is Cottonelle. So I think if he can beat Bethune-Cookman and win every other game moving forward, if he could survive, I think they'll be straight. But that's going to be the thing. You can't get blown out at home. That's a no-go, you know what I'm saying? Your boy J.C. Woods got cleared, but I wouldn't dare play him. But Graves might play him if Woods can save his job. I'm not going to lie, that's the thing about it. Some people, it's still really a debate. I say go with Woods, but I'm not even going to lie. Most of the people I talk to on a consistent basis, because even though, like, my channel has not reached 1,000 subscriber mark, like, I'm like less than 150 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe. Truthfully speaking, everybody I talked to said they would start Ashton Stroud. So this is what Jaguar Nation kind of tells me. So I'm not gonna lie. If the fan base, if you gave every member of Jaguar Nation to vote, all the people I talked to overwhelmingly has been saying, "Hey, Ashton Stroud should start." So I think it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Israel Carey said, "Ignore EA." Telgen Lazar say, "What's up, Coach? Man, what's good with your family?" Adrian Crook said, "LL, you tripping?" Well, see, I'm not gonna lie. making them that big a favorite and them actually winning the game by that much, Adrian Crook, is two different things. You know what I'm saying? Israel Carey said 28-point favorite. He said, I don't know if you would go that far, LOL. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. If we comparing the two teams based on what they done to this point on the field and on paper, man, I'm not gonna lie. Jackson State is a huge favorite in my personal opinion. I mean, just think about it. Southern lost what? I think what they lost what? 30-7 against Alabama State. So I mean, yeah. All right, let's not say 20. Let's say 23 points. Because guess what? In my personal opinion, if I give Alabama State an A, I'll probably give Jackson State a B plus. So 23 points is fair. I mean, that's in my personal opinion. ES said, no, coach, not in a rivalry game at home. And that's true, too. That's an excellent point. But still in all, I mean, hey, Adrian Crook said, JSU hasn't played anyone to say that 28-point favors it. Well, I mean, that's another thing to consider, too, Adrian Crook. Andre Jr. said, if we can protect the ball and make solid tackles on defense, we will win, no question about it. That's the thing about it, Andre Jr. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the only difference between Southern and Alabama State in that game, because you got to realize at one point, I mean, it was a real tight, close game with 7-6. Alabama State scored, and then after Alabama State scored, the bottom fell out. But that's the problem. Southern is, in my personal opinion, one of the most penalized teams in the SWAC. The penalties, the turnovers, the poor tackling. If Southern can clean up all of those mistakes, it's a winnable game. Because realistically, I'm going to be honest, the Alabama State game was a winnable game. But the fact that the Alabama State game was a winnable game and you turn the ball over, I mean, Cameron McCoy, in terms of him being benched, man, that was long overdue in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Crook said, LOL. Adrian Crook said, what have they done? I mean, Jackson State fans can ask what has Southern done, Adrian Crook. I mean, to be honest. Adrian Crook said, on paper, they're a passing team, LOL. Stat shows that that's a lot. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Crook said, McCoy sorry behind, lost those games. Oh, no, I'm not gonna lie. Them turnovers hurt us so bad, Adrian Crook. It's like, bruh, all you gotta do is not turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he out of there. I mean, even if he did play at this point, I just use that boy as a decoy. Because personally, he definitely, like you said, Adrian Crook, he damn for sure ain't no quarterback. He is not a quarterback. He a wide receiver. I mean, I wouldn't go as far to put him at punter, a kicker like you, but make him a punt returner, kick returner, use him as a decoy, like on a cup, fake him a couple jet sweeps or reverses or whatever. But other than that, he's not no quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Crook said nobody wants to play with the laser, LOL. Your boy Jay said, I just want to see change on the interior D-line. We went 4 games starting the same guys who got pushed around. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what personnel changes because, you know, the last live stream I talked about either, you know, going to like some type of 50 look because I'm not going to lie. Jacoby Morgan does not frighten me as a passer. Or even if you went to a 3-5-3 or 3-3 stack or whatever, maybe just to kind of give you a different look. I think more than a scheme change, I think you need a personnel change. I'm not gonna lie, that old boy 67 and Zach Yassine, like the two of them, bro, they just getting smacked. And not only that, but seeing Jelani Davis play against Florida State, for Kent State, and him having 5 tackles, I'm not even gonna lie. They sure could use Jelani Davis in a game of this magnitude. The fact that he had 5 tackles against Florida State, you know, my brother Jay Good pointed that out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Southern really could use Jelani Davis in the game of this magnitude. You know what I'm saying? Having him opposite of Kelby Givens, man, hey, that'll give you another pass rush threat. And them 2 interior guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. Both of them will get benched, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But truthfully speaking, I think that's the thing about it. They run blitz game got to be like on a whole nother level because the run defense is soft. The interior is soft as a Pop-Tart. I don't like Southern defensive line. in my personal opinion, most of the season it has been Kelby Givens and 3 substitute defensive linemen. If I told you anything else, I'll be lying to you. You know what I'm saying? Crook said we will unleash all our running backs. Yeah, we know y'all run heavy team, but guess what? Terrence Griggs would say the same thing. But I think the thing about it, on Saturday, it was me. I mean, you know, you got Trey Howlett. You definitely want to get him at least 20 touches in terms of running 20 carries. But I think they need to get him the ball more in the passing game. And more than anything, you need to get him the ball in space. I could say the same thing about Mike Franklin. Realistically, I think they need to play Trey Howlett and Mike Franklin at times together as opposed to swapping the backs out. And that's another thing, too. Like Southern got all these running backs. You know, they go 8 deep at running back. For the most part, they really only play Trey Howlett and Mike Franklin and at times Jason Gabriel. I mean, I think some of these other backs need to get some run on Saturday against Jackson State, but they definitely need to change the interior defensive line without question. You know what I'm saying? Israel Carey said, Crook, we will unleash all our running backs. Adrian Crook said, I tell them we both beat. Sorry, you know what team. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's definitely a fact, Adrian Crook. He said, Carey, they suck. Andre Jr. said, it took me some time to forgive McCord for those 2 costly fumbles. I started to think that he was personally giving the game away. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. It ain't just true. I felt the exact same way, you know what I'm saying? The Crown Jewel 821 salute to you. He said JSU's depth has allowed them to sit starters to get backups valuable snaps in preparation for swag play. That's a good thing for JSU, you know what I'm saying? Israel Carey said, Crook, he said it will be a running back by committee. It should be the same for Southern too, Crook, but I mean Carey, but we'll see. Emmett Jones, salute to you. He said Givens won't be stationary. It should help him some. Yeah, that's another thing too. They need to move him from side to side. I mean, they did it a lot last year. They haven't done it as much this year. But not only that though, but I mean, you gotta change your personnel, because I'm not gonna lie. Those 2, especially those 2 interior defensive linemen, man, them boys left a lot to be desired. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Crook said that was a mid-level D2 team you played. Yep. Nathaniel Frank, salute to you. He said, I got Southern with the upset by 2. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Nathaniel Frank, you must have been reading my mind, but I'm gonna get to that towards the end. Adrian Crook said, Bethune-Cookman played a better D2 team than Jackson State. And Noah and Dooley still ain't, you know what. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. We talked about that on HBCU Fanatics. Man, salute to my brother Jared 11 Green again. You know, definitely Thursday night, the Fanatics gonna be in the building. Of course, I gotta since I'm an administrator now, I'm gonna have to go to the game, you know, work the gate with somebody else, and then after that, on Thursday, we definitely gonna go live. We definitely gonna talk about the BoomBox Classic, in addition to all the other HBCU football and the SWAC, the MEAC, the SCIAC, Division II, whatever. Crook said that was Carey talking about those sorry D-backs. Your boy Jay said last year the defense shut Morgan down in the championship game. If we can still stay close, we will be fine. I agree with you on that. Adrian Crook said he was TC called that success today. EA said, Coach, are you saying Woods has 2 concussions already this year? No. I'm going back to last year. 2 of the last 3 games you played, right? He played in the game in the Bayou Classic against Graham. He got a concussion in that game. So he didn't play in the SWAC championship game, right? Then this season, he only played like what? Part of the game, not even part of the game, part of a quarter. He sat for like the first 3.5 quarters against North Carolina Central. He came in a little bit and he looked good. Then he played against Valley. So that's 2. He got a concussion against Valley. Of course, you know, Mark Frederick, who's no longer the offensive coordinator, he the co-offensive coordinator. It was a running play, and he went to slide, and as he was sliding, Valley player hit him. They didn't call it targeting. So 2 of the last 3 games he's played, and he's got concussions. So that's my concern. You got a concussion against Graham going back to last season. You got a concussion against Valley. That's 2 of the last 3 games he played in. So 2 of the last 3 games he played in, he got a concussion. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, if so, he is sitting the rest of the year. His brain hasn't healed, which is why the second occurred so fast. Sit that kid the rest of the year. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. From I don't know him personally, but from what I've been hearing behind the scenes, like he itching to play in this game. He's never played against Jackson State, so I think he really won't play in this game. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Your boy just said I would start Woods because of the O line is not good enough to protect him for 60 minutes of of one hit could knock him out again. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Cook said he ain't played since the Bayou Classic. If you're talking about Jalen Woods, he actually played against North Carolina Central and Valley. I don't know, maybe you're talking about somebody else, Crook. JSU Tiger said, Crook, are you going to keep moving the goalposts after SU lose Saturday? Adrian Crook said, JSU Tiger, what goalposts I move? JSU Tiger, stop making dumb statements. All right. So I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Terrence Graves and I'm Southern, all right. This is from a coach's perspective. This is my game plan. First and foremost, I'm not gonna lie. Like I remember I was the head coach of this middle school team years ago, and I'm not gonna lie. Both of my sisters, they was like, Coach, we know you like to defer to the second half. You cannot keep deferring to the second half. You got to take the ball to start the game, especially in middle school. I don't know how many of y'all done played middle school or how many of y'all done coached middle school. Depending on what school district you in, a couple of districts I done been in, especially when I was in EBR. Like, I'm not going to lie, the middle school referees, the middle school officials, they looking to hurry up and end them games. The reason being is because, especially in EBR, because like in Ascension, in Livingston, in different surrounding areas surrounding Baton Rouge, their games start like at like 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock or whatever, to give the parents a chance to get off from work and go to the games. So in EBR, the games, all the kickoff for most of the game, for the vast majority of the games, is like 10 minutes after dismissal for school. So it's like 10:40. So what some of those officials would do, especially in EBR, they would officiate one game in EBR, and then they would turn around and go to a game in Ascension or Livingston or one of those surrounding areas. You know what I'm saying? Central, Zachary, wherever. So my coach was like, hey, look, Coach, if you get the ball to start the game, if you can play keep away for the first, especially if you got a good running offense and you like 4 yards in a cloud of dust, man, you can play keep away for a good portion of the game. You know what I'm saying? So what Terrence Graves has been doing every game, North Carolina Central game, Valley, whoever, he always deferred to start the second half. I mean, it's deferred. If he went to toss to start the game, he defers to the second half. Dude, your defense has not been playing that good for you to defer to the second half. My coaches had to tell me this, my first head coaching job, like, hey, every time you defer, the other opposing team get the ball, except for the first game we played in, like every game after that, like they would get the ball, they would go down the field and score. Now we in a hole, we down 6-0, we down 8-0. So somebody needs to tell Terrence Graves this. Dude, you cannot defer to start the game. You got to take the ball first. And not only do you need to take the ball first, your defense has been suspect, especially your run defense. So this is what you need to do. What you need to do is get the ball first, and you got to score. You got a better passer, whether you start Jalen Woods, whether you start Ashton Strada. Either or, your passing game is going to be better. You got to get not just Trey Holly in terms of touches from a running standpoint. You got to get him the ball in space. You got to get him quality touches, like Adrian Cook said. So you got to get him the ball in space, and you got to do something. In addition to that, in terms of, getting them quality touches, like you got to go on a long drive the way North Carolina Central did against you, the way Alabama State did, a couple of them drives or whatever. You got to go on a long drive, and you got to finish with a touchdown. So now you're up 7-0. Your defense, I'm not gonna lie. Your defense been giving up a lot of big plays in the running game. Like the interior defensive line, like your boy Jay said, you really gotta, truthfully speaking, you gotta change your personnel. Demarion Johnson, you might want to consider starting him. I mean, you gotta change your personnel. Whoever those two interior defensive linemen you got, they cannot stop the run whatsoever. So you gotta switch it up. You say you reevaluated everything. Hopefully you reevaluated your defensive line. Because outside of Kelvin Givens, them other three guys are substitutes, just to be honest. You got to change the personnel. The defense, they can't have these costly penalties, like a defensive holding penalty away from the ball, like you did against Alabama State. This penalty, that penalty, legal hands to the face. Like, you can't have all these stupid penalties. You cannot turn the ball over. You can't have all these fumbles you had. You had 2 fumbles against Mississippi Valley and 2 fumbles against Alabama State. You cannot turn the ball over in this game against Jackson State. You can't have all the penalties. You can't have all the turnovers. And in addition to that, I'm going to be honest with you. The offense is the strongest phase of the 3 phases of the game. You got to play complementary football. Your offense got to play with the lead. And in addition to playing with the lead, you got to protect your defense and your special teams. Because I'm not going to lie. Special teams, man, especially in the return game, hey, you cannot call for a fair catch on the 5-yard line. Hey, whoever the punt returner is, if he's standing on the 5-yard line, unless the people behind him on the opposing team, unless they're standing behind him, waiting to catch the ball on the 1 or the 2 or the 3, like, man, you got to get out the way. You got to let the ball go in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, Nathan Zimmer, he done already had two field goals blocked. So I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you. If it's like 3rd and 10 and you, I don't know, like on the plus 45, hey, you definitely, we know he can't kick no long field goal, but even a sharp field goal, even if you like on the 30, if it's 3rd and 10, I'm not going to lie, you might want to call a play that's going to get you half the yards on 3rd down, and then you go for it on 4th and 5. But your field goal game is suspect. And not only that, in terms of kickoffs, like, I don't know why they keep kicking these pooch kickoffs. Look, bro, if he can't get the ball to the end zone, then, hey, he need to work on that. But either way, all these, squib kicking, well, not squib kicks, but these pooch kickoffs, man, hey, bro, get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? So special teams got to be better. The defense got to be better. But more importantly, you cannot turn the football over. And in addition to not turning the football over, you can't have all these penalties. I mean, that's the thing about it. I kept talking about how sorry the SWAC officials were. We saw that when Grambling played against Kentucky State. The fact that Grambling had to cheat a Division II school is insane to me. You know what I'm saying? But it also highlighted how terrible the SWAC officials are. So I've been bashing the SWAC officials for years now. But truthfully speaking, when you played against Fresno State, you didn't even have SWAC officials, and you still got a bunch of penalties. So at the end of the day, they definitely got to clean up all the turnovers, and you definitely got to clean up all the penalties. Like, that's been Southern's huge issue. They've been shooting themselves in the foot with the turnovers and the penalties. And not only that, but your defense definitely got to come to play. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have all the issues you've been having. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's scroll all the way back up. Crook said, JSU Tiger said, Crook, you're going to keep moving. All right, I read that. Rod the second said, Frederick isn't calling plays, so no more stupid design quarterback runs. I agree. Adrian Cook said, LOL, he didn't really play against North Carolina Central, LOL. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. He might have had, and when I said for a few minutes, I'm not talking about a few minutes, like, the clock just was running. So you right, Crook, but just think about it, Crook. He got a concussion against Valley and against Grambling. So that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? He definitely played against Valley. I'll give you that. You know what I'm saying? JSU Tiger said, Crook, see you after the game. Adrian Crook said, you want the ball. First half, LOL, has nothing to do with the defense. Well, I'm not going to lie, Crook. If your defense can't stop a nosebleed, if they're going to go down the field and they're going to score the first, I'm not saying Alabama State did, but I'm saying me personally, hey, I want the ball to start the game, especially if I feel like I'm going to go score. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. Your boy Jay said Strada stock
is at an all-time high right now. Give him a few drives. If he doesn't work, I'll see what Woods has. But I'll be very cautious. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not gonna lie. You know, KD, salute. Uh, Adrian Cook said McCoy had. Adrian Cook said, not the team, McCoy. Emmett Jones said, I don't know, coach. I might defer. Play field position. I need the ball first in the second half. I mean, I understand that, but if your offense playing bad to start the game, because I mean, just think about it. I'm a Saints fan too. I see why Kellen Moore wanted the ball to start the game, and he was so desperate. He went for it. He didn't get it. Seattle scored. Then Seattle ran a punt back for a touchdown. Then Seattle blocked the punt. And you look up, guess what? You're down 21-0. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the same thing gonna happen to Southern, but your special teams is suspect. Your defense is suspect. The same thing can kind of easily happen to Southern. You don't want to put yourself in that situation. And of course, I know somebody gonna be like, "Well, the Saints got the ball to start the game, and look what happened." Yeah, that's true too. But at the end of the day, truthfully speaking, more than anything, your special teams and your defense have to play a lot better than it has played to start the season. It is what it is. EA said, tell Woods, tell Woods if he watches the show, let him know his future is what we see with Ed Crook with CTE. Julian on the keyboard, incoherent sentences. Oh man, that's cold blooded. ED put EA laughing emojis. Adrian Crook said, EA, nobody has made a sense, not even you dumb. Oh my goodness. Now y'all wild up in here. ED said, EA, fam, you beating Bama State. Go Rattlers. All right. Will Wallace said, JSU by a lot. Will Wallace, we're going to see. Adrian Crook said, what sentences you see in this chat? EA. Christopher Dukes with the laughing emoji. Adrian Crook said, EA, that's the reason y'all thought 237 was real. All right, Franklin K. It's the standard weekend. Let's go. Can't wait for the game. Rivalry week. Yes, sir. You already know what it is. Salute to you, Franklin K. Adrian Crook said, EA, some reason you hired under investigation for stealing as an AD. All right. Andre Jr. said, my little nephew is a Baton Rouge kid playing for Kentucky State. Them refs was cheating for Grambling. Oh, no, I'm not going to lie. That's the thing about it. Like, one of the guys from my church, he played for Kentucky State. They was telling me he was playing both linebacker and running back. And they told me, they didn't tell me, they told my mom. It was like, yeah, they definitely was cheating. But I mean, it's obvious. I mean, I didn't see the whole game. I definitely saw the replay or whatever. Man, yeah, them SWAC officials definitely cheated. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, it look bad if you cheating a D2, you know what I'm saying? That's not a good look. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really don't want to see the SWAC down the way it is, but the fact that y'all lost to Kentucky, y'all really lost to Kentucky State, y'all cheated them and y'all won, man, that ain't no good look to me. Will Wallace say Southern will be 1-4. Time will tell, Will Wallace. Ed said McCoy gonna get his revenge game against JSU. Unless he gonna get it is a kick returner, a punt returner, a wide receiver. It's definitely not gonna happen at quarterback. I mean, if I was Terrence Graves at this point, Cameron McCoy would be my fourth-string quarterback. You got Jalen Woods, you got Ashton Strada, you got Dylan Compton. He will be behind all three of them. He wouldn't even be, realistically, at best, he might emerge as a quarterback or my fourth-string quarterback. At this point, I would use him as like a Taysom Hill gadget type guy, fake him a reverse, fake him a jet sweep, whatever. He wouldn't play quarterback for me. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Ed said McCoy. Yeah, I just read that. Israel, Kerry ED say Ed. Adrian Crook said EA, why are your man's basketball and football team struggling with APR LOL? Adrian Crook said Ed, he not playing LOL. He not. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Best case scenario, you put him at wide receiver, and I'm almost certain, just like Bashawn McCray. Bashawn McCray didn't want to play wide receiver. I don't think he's going to play wide receiver either. Hey, it is what it is. Ed said, Israel Carey, I just be talking LOL. is a courtesy L-A-M-O number L-M-A-O Adrian Cook said. And he used OL for it. And I don't know why Mark Frederick was so high on him anyway. That's Franklin Casey. How big is the game for you, coach? I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. I always say Grambling is Southern biggest rival. Everybody in the chat can convince me that. I'm not gonna lie, I think the BoomBox Classic has surpassed the Bayou Classic. In my personal opinion, it's definitely a huge game. I'm gonna get to my prediction in a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie at this point. Of course, especially the way Southern played, the way Grambling played against Kentucky State, you definitely can't lose to Grambling. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like Desmond Allen pointing out, salute to him. I know he's probably gonna hop in later, even if he catch it on playback. As a member of Jaguar Nation, you want to beat Jackson State more than you want to beat Grambling. So that's why at this point, I'll probably say Jackson State a bigger rival. It's definitely a huge game, truthfully speaking. It's not just a big game for me, but the implications for Terrence Graves is huge. If you get blown out, you probably get fired. If you get blown out, it's a small chance that you keep your job and you live to fight another week. If you keep it close and you lose, you keep your job. But if you beat Jackson State, then guess what? You're still not out the woods yet, because you still got to get back to the SWAC championship game if you Terrence Graves, even if you beat Jackson State. But at least you gain some favor in Jaguar Nation. So the implications of this game, win or lose, is huge for Terrence Graves. So this is definitely a huge game for me. It's huge for Jaguar Nation. But more importantly, it's huge for Terrence Graves and his potential future as the head coach. Because, I'm not going to lie. If Southern gets smashed by a lot, guess what? Come Monday, Fred McNair could be your interim head coach. So this game is huge. Nathaniel Frank said, I wait for the battle of the bands. Juke all day. Yes, sir. And I'm not going to lie, that's another thing, too. My only issue with the human jukebox to this point in the season, I have not heard them play boots on the ground once. Hey, for the BoomBox Classic, I need Southern to play boots on the ground at least a couple times. But for a lot of people been talking, but the jukebox, they faded, they trashed, they this, they that. The dancing dolls ain't what they used to be. Hey, in terms of the human jukebox, I don't know what people talking about. You know what I'm saying? Tell me they faded, they done fell off, they're not one of the better bands in the SWAC no more. Man, hey, I don't know what y'all listening to, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you, Nathaniel Frank. I can't wait for the battle of the bands, and I'm definitely right with the jukebox you did. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Outside of Southern, the Sonic Boom on the South is one of my favorite bands in the SWAC also. You know what I'm saying? Of course, at one point I talked about how I like the Ocean of Soul. People like, man, coach, you like Texas Southern band? You tripping. But that's my personal preference, I think Jackson State and Texas Southern minus Southern, I think, they're two of the bands I enjoy more than some of the other SWAC bands. That's just my personal opinion, you know what I'm saying? Christopher Dukes got the laughing emoji. KD got laughing emoji, shocked emoji, hand over the face, and laughing emoji. ED said they was hyping up Cam and that speed during the off season, how quick things change. That's the thing about it. You could be as fast as you want. You could be a good running quarterback, but you got to be able to make plays with your arm. And I'm not going to lie. This season, he looks like Bashawn McCray 2.0 without question. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. If you get a hat on the hat, he could make somebody miss. Yeah, he off to the races. But guess what? There's no passing game with him in the game. Just think about it. When he was in a game against Fresno State, Southern didn't even have a first down. Didn't have not one first down. Ashton Straw to come in the game, he take him right down the field and score a touchdown. Now, after that series, Fresno State, they tightened up the defense. They locked up Southern in terms of keeping them out the end zone, but they still was able to move the ball. So at the end of the day, it showed that Ashton Straw was a much better choice in terms of a quarterback. I mean, Cameron McCoy might be a better athlete, but guess what? You got to be able to make plays in the pocket. Point blank, bottom line, period. Adrian Crook say placeholder for the kicker. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, bro, in this chat, we on Cameron McCoy helmet. Adrian Crook say Ed for short yardage packages. I'm not even gonna lie. I would even use it for that, Adrian Crook. The reason being is because guess what? I'm not posing defense. Man, I'm not even lying. I wouldn't even go cover one. I'll go cover 0 if I see Cameron McCoy in the game. Because, I mean, unless he makes somebody miss and he off to the races, man, I don't trust him as a passer. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Andre Jr. said, so you feel like me, can't trust McCoy versus his old team. Why we started him before then? Is he really the best quarterback in our room? No, well, I'm not going to lie. We know the reason why he started against North Carolina Central was because, I don't want to bring this up because I know somebody, I'm trying to make a bigger deal of it than it was. Really, Jalen Woods really was the starter, but he missed the bus. So Cameron McCoy started the game, and Jalen Woods started against Valley, and he got a concussion. So now at that point, you got to bring McCoy back in. McCoy got hurt towards the end. They put Stroud in just to run the ball. And then he played like trash against Alabama State. Then he couldn't move the ball against Fresno State. And at that point, Fred McNair had enough. He pulled him and he put Stroud in the game. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Crook said Andre, he was never the starter. Yeah, and I'm saying the same thing you saying. He never really was the starter. It was always Jalen Woods. He was the backup, but circumstances in terms of, Woods missing the bus for the SWAC MEAC challenge. Woods getting a concussion against Valley. That was the only reason why, you know what I'm saying? Adrian Crook said, Ashton been at Southern a whole damn month now, LOL. Yeah. Evans, he said, SU is not a rival. We don't see you like that. Well, I'm going to keep it a buck, Evans. There were several seasons in a row until Deion came to Jackson State. We were saying the same thing. So at the end of the day, these things work in cycles. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there was a long stretch when Eddie Robinson and Graham was doing their thing. They didn't view Southern as a rival. And then when Pete Richardson and Dina Swat came through, there's a long stretch where Southern was beating up on Grambling. And still in the midst of a stretch of Southern beating up on Grambling. So, yeah, rivalries are cyclical, Avis Heath. So, I mean, it is what it is. Andre Jr. said, I thought he started against North Carolina Central. And he said, and Amber, he basically talking about Alabama State, Alabama Bees, Yeah, he started in those two games, but the only reason why he started against North Carolina Central was because essentially Jalen Woods was punished. And then Jalen Woods started against Valley, and he got the concussion. And then he started again against Alabama State. He started again against Fresno State. But at this point, he's clearly like your fourth-string quarterback. He's not your first string. He's not your second string. Hell, he's not even your third string at this point. He is like your fourth-string emergency quarterback. Israel Carey got the shock emoji with the mouth open. Avis Heat said, SU is not our rival. Stop it. According to you, Avis Heat, like I said, for those, 8 years in a row we was whooping up on Jackson State, I guess then y'all weren't our rival either. Or those 8 years in a row we beat Graham, they weren't our rival either. So at the end of the day, again, Avis Heat, just to kind of give you some understanding about how these things work, they're cyclical. So if that's the case, those 7, 8 years we beat y'all in a row, I guess y'all weren't our rivals either, right? All right. Adrian Crook said, Avis, you right. 3 seasons worth of winning ain't nothing. I agree with you, Adrian Crook. Adrian Crook said, Avis, come back when y'all make a decade. Israel Carey said, Fred McNair is interim. Is that possible? Oh, hey, honestly, Israel Carey, I'm not going to say if Southern loses Saturday to Jackson State. What I'm going to say is if Southern gets blown out by Jackson State, then they turn around and lose to Bethune-Cookman. Oh, yeah, that's a strong possibility. It's a strong possibility. I would rule it out at this point. So I'm thinking positively. I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic. I'm trying to see the glass being half full as opposed to half empty. So Terrence Graves doesn't put himself in that position. They need to go all out and they need to win Saturday, and then you just need to go on a run. Adrian Cook say, how we have more victories than JSU in the vet in the 2000s. Big facts. Jay Good say, I want to hear the juke play Country Girl and Country Girl Trail Ride. Yeah. I want to hear that too. Frank LaCay say, besides DJSU coming to town, you guys have a lot of big games coming to Southern this year. That's the pressure I think Terrence Graves is feeling. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, and that's the thing about it, Franklin K. When you at one of the blue blood schools, whether you're at Southern, Grambling, Jackson State, whether you're at FAMU, like you gotta understand that comes with the job. And it's the thing about it. Let's just say he survives Jackson State and Bethune-Cookman. Dude, you gotta get up again for Prairie View. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like you gotta get up for all of these big SWAC games, these big rivalry games. And I'm not gonna lie, I was more of a proponent of, hey, the first game of the season for the Pete Richardson Classic, let's play a team like Lincoln or Allen or a Tuskegee, one of those type of teams. You play somebody like that, and then you turn around for homecoming and you get you another cupcake, you get your light touch. But, evidently, he doesn't want to go that route anymore. Norman Banks is your athletic director. He wants to play a conference team for the Pete Richardson Classic and for homecoming. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be honest with you. That ideology, that mind of thinking, that train of thought, it can cause both him and Terrence Graves their job. So hopefully, they might want to get to the point where, hey, they need to turn this around and need to turn it around quickly. So he definitely feeling it, Franklin K. That's a good assessment, Adrian Crook said it's 2025 and D had 6 good seasons in the 2000s. LOL. And Adrian Crook said at best 8. LOL. Franklin K said just say you not up. Oh, we definitely up, Franklin K. Ain't no two ways about it. We definitely up. Ain't no two ways about it. Christopher Duke said Southern is 3-18 against SWAC teams with the winning record. Yeah, but guess what, Christopher Dukes? Hey, all it takes is one big win against a rival at home, and guess what? Your fortunes could change. Things could turn around quick, fast, and in a hurry. Adrian Crook said that was Mark Gold, short yardage, LOL, RPO, LOL. Adrian Crook said Duke versus 3 teams. You dumb. He said McCoy is your best quarterback. Wolves can't run out throw. Well, we'll see. Adrian Crook said 5 + 7 is what, Dukes? That's just y'all and FAMU, LOL. B. Harris, salute to you. SU for the win already, B. Harris. Adrian Crook said, Dukes, you stupid. Evans, he said, Coach, what I'm saying is SU is not on GSU's level. SU is a band school. You're talking about band right now. Man, cut it out, Avis. If that's the case, then guess what? There was a point where GSU was a band school. I mean, we going by that? Because, I remember before Dion came to Jackson, before he came to Jacktown, guess what? Jackson State's football program was on life support. And he resuscitated y'all, and he was able to breathe new life into y'all football program. So based on your thinking, your ideology, Avis Heat, then guess what? At that point, I guess Jackson State was a band school too, because they were so more synonymous for being the sonic boom of the South than they were for their football team at that point. So cut it out, Avis Heat. Spartan 35, salute to you. GSU got scared of the NSU Legion and dropped out of the BOB. Adrian Crook said, Avis, you never played and you don't know football. You never attended GSU. I already knew he was going to come with that. I'm surprised he didn't put you attended a PWI. Israel Carey said, I'm going to just let you talk carry on. We're listening. Spartan 35. Adrian Cook said, Evans, I heard you walked around the campus hating on the Boom. Evans, he said, please give us your score prediction, coach. I'm about to do that in a minute, Evans. Adrian Cook said, Evans, you and Ken dropped out together. Adrian Cook said, because that's the only that bounced for you, LOL. KD said, Israel, what is wrong with these folks? KD, I feel what you're saying. And you got to realize, this not just this like this in my chat no. If you go around these other SWAT content creators, like my brother C. Wells on SWAT Talk, my brother Doc Holliday, HBCU Overdrive, She Loves D, Wild Wayne, PV versus everybody. Like, these kind of conversations going all around these SWAT streets, swacking the fool. Like, all the other SWAT content creators, they be having these same conversations, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta go around the SWAT KD and check out these conversations. Agent Cook said, D. Carey not going to talk because he knows I'm not lying. Spartan 35 say, why would you quit the BOB and you never won it? Adrian Cook said, y'all have poor listening skills. He told y'all that multiple times with his father's story as a freshman, LOL. D, I'm 43. When you think I took that visit is Ken, how old is he? Emmett Jones say Detroit Lions 7, the Ravens nothing. Spartan 35 say I love football and the band. I think Alabama State, Southern, and Norfolk have the best bands in the HBCU world. Yeah, well, I said Southern, Jackson State, and Texas Southern. I know some people be like, man, coach, you like the Ocean of Soul? I'm like, hey, I like Texas Southern band. That's just my personal opinion, you know what I'm saying? Israel Carey say, why do you think, let me hear but you think you know Spartan 35. KD say, Crook, you funny. Adrian Crook say, the band was trash, so was their choir. Jay Good said, yep. Adrian Crook say, D. Jimmy Manning, the school teacher, my uncle. All right, so y'all asking for the score. My score is going to be a wild prediction. Now, I told y'all to start this live stream. If I made a betting line, I will make Jackson State somewhere between a 28 and a 23-point favorite. However, in terms of my actual prediction, I'm not going to lie. Y'all know I keep it a buck. I'm honest. Honestly, I think Jackson State is a team. I think they're probably overconfident. You know, they done beat Southern multiple times in a row. In addition to that, you know, Terrence Graves, this like your boy Jay said, it's boom or bust. So right now, if he doesn't win, he already on the hot seat. Especially if you get blown out, you could potentially get fired. I think Southern gonna go all out in this game. I think Southern gonna pull upset at home. I'm picking Southern to win 35-34 on the bluff. I'm not gonna lie, you know Jackson State fans coming in full force. I expect A.W. Mumford Stadium, Pete Richardson Field to be packed. I think it's gonna be an epic occasion. And I'm not gonna lie, the last couple of times Southern and Jackson State played on the bluff, both times parking was crazy, the stands were full. You know, especially when Shador made his one appearance to A.W. Mumford Stadium, Pete Richardson Field. I'm not gonna lie, that probably was one of the best SWAT games I've been in years. Because I'm not gonna lie, especially lately, the Bayou Classic has been trash. That was like the best game, especially last season there. That was like the best game I went to the entire season. The only thing I didn't like was Jackson State didn't even actually plant the JSU flag at midfield of A.W. Mumford Stadium. And of course, Southern senior players, they wasn't having it. You know, they started a little scuffle. And I'm glad the media, because, you know, anytime HBCUs do something, if PWIs do something, all right, it's cool. LSU do something, you know, it passes through one news cycle and you never hear about it again. However, HBCU school do something, you know, it go on and on and on and on and on till the break of dawn, you did. And even with the Alabama State, Jackson State fiasco, them couple times they had the little scuffle after the game, I'm glad it didn't get hyped up more than it should have. But I'm expecting an excellent game. I'm expecting an excellent crowd. Like I said, I know JSU gonna come through and they're gonna support their team like the last couple times they came to AW. And for all those individuals that know, I sit on the east side, so I know a lot of JSU fans gonna be on my side of the field. So I'm expecting a epic game. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Franklin K say rivalry week. Both schools need to be up for this game. Coaches shouldn't have to say much this week. The players are already know the business. Uh, Major B Bully, salute to you. He said, "Boy, y'all love to live in the past." Well, I'm not talking about the past. I'm just talking about the here and now. I'm picking Southern to win Saturday night. Christopher Duke said, "Norfolk State and Southern are strictly banned schools." Woo, Christopher Dukes. Them be fighting words right there, you dig. Adrian Cook said, "D, I have multiple family members in the SWAC working." Adrian Cook said, "Some at GSU, past, present, etc." Israel Carey said, "How's your football team doing at Spartan 35? Adrian Cook said, "That Jimmy Manning Jr. and y'all caught chat is my big cousin." Davis, he said, "Coach, seriously, do you think it's time for SU to go to D2?" Well, we could ask that same question about 5 years ago, Avis Heat. Adrian Cook said, "Ken was a professional basketball player that quit while he talks football." GSU Tigers say, "Spartan 35. If so, why didn't the Boom drop out of the Battle of the Bands here?" Israel Carey said, "Go Tigers." Avis Heat said, "Tell the MEAC Spartan guy to get out of here. Real talk shows don't talk about bands, especially that Norfolk State crap." That's cold-blooded. GSU Tigers say Spartan 35. So if so, why didn't the Boom drop out Battle Bands here in H-Town when your band was in it? Christopher Duke said, "Adrian Cook, you sound like the Swags version of Gary with the T." Oh, man, that's cold-blooded. KD said, "Cook, stop it. Leave Ken out of everything. You know why." Avis Heat said, "We coming to take over your little stadium." Well, I'm not going to lie, Avis Heat. At least A.W. Mumford Stadium is our stadium. Unlike the Vet, that's another story for another day. Uh, Co-pilot 1911, he said, "Coach, you got a hold of Crook's drugs." I hear you, co-pilot 1911. Salute to you. Adrian Cook said, "Y'all boys are screaming TC name on that chat like y'all wanted." Oh, no, see, I ain't saying all that. Adrian Cook, you trying to get the boy kicked off of YouTube, you did. Israel Carey said, "At GSU Tigers." Israel Carey said, co-pilot laughing. Adrian Cook said, "In the chat." ABC said, "Franklin K, we are not rivals." GSU Tigers said, "Israel 100." Adrian Cook say, "Pilot, I got a hold of your sinkholes in 24 in the past." Man, hey, bro, Adrian Cook, why you gotta talk about Jacktown like that? Man, we ain't gotta do Jacktown dirty like that, bro. Evans, he said, "Christopher Dukes is 100% right. They just a band school." Joe Phillips, 1400, salute to you. He said, "Laughing my, you know what, how you really got issue winning." Hey, I told you, it, Jackson State should be the favorite. That don't mean I think Jackson State gonna win the game. That's my personal opinion. Zoe Phillips, 1400. I'm entitled to that. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Crook said, "Zoe, who dealt the state beat? I've been looking for you." Adrian Crook said, "I'm a P in that backup water supply Sunday." And Emmett Jones said, Ravens, Lions 7-7. But that's it for this live stream. I appreciate everybody that came through and that showed some love, you dig. Of course, I'm going to try to get to my brother, Doc Holliday, HBCU Overdrive this week. She loves D. Y'all go check out all the other content creators in the SWAC. Like I said, She Loves D for all y'all Jackson State fans. Doc Holliday, HBCU Overdrive for y'all Jackson State fans. And just y'all fans of HBCU football. Also, Thursday night, I'm going to be with my brother, Jared Lovin Green, HBCU Fanatics in the building, you dig. Y'all come through, check us out. hey man, this live stream need to get at least 1,000 views. You know what I'm saying? It's rivalry week, Southern Jackson State. I appreciate everybody that came through, that showed some love, that came through to talk some trash, came through to rep for their team, came through to rep for their school, came through to rep for their band, whatever the case may be. If you have not done so already, please like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. I'm looking forward to seeing a bunch of y'all on Saturday night because y'all already know I'm going to be at A.W. Mumford Stadium, P. Richardson Field. You know what I'm saying? Zoe Phillips 1400 say, but who though? You ain't saying how SU gonna win. I think I did say how they gonna win. I think Jackson State is gonna be overconfident. I think it's a trap game for them. It's a rivalry game, but I think they're looking past Southern. I think Ashton Strada or Jalen Woods, whoever played quarterback, because I'm not gonna lie, watching them, Ashton Strada looks a lot like Noah Biden in terms of he wears number 15. But he played way better than Noah Biden in terms of his facial features and everything. Whoever started quarterback, I think will have a big game. I think Southern going to cut down on the penalties. The penalties going to be at a minimum. They're not going to turn the ball over. They're going to play the best game they played the whole season. So Zoe Phillips 1400, I think that's how they're going to win. They're going because realistically, I'm going to be honest with you, until they start turning the ball over and having penalties at the most inopportune times against Alabama State, that really was like a neck-and-neck game. It was 7-6. And then they start turning the ball over. They start getting more penalties, especially the penalties at the worst time. So I think if they take away the penalties, they take away the turnovers, and they play a better game, I think they're going to have a better result. Because they could have easily won that game against Alabama State. Even though I say Alabama State, Jackson State, and Alabama and them, the three best teams in the SWAC. Trust me, the gap between Alabama State and Southern was not that big until Southern started getting all these trash penalties and start turning the ball over. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Cook said Emmett Jones wasn't. They screaming TC name. Emmett Jones said Adrian Cook, LOL. Yup. Adrian Cook said, Zoe, you can't speak for the buddy, LOL. Adrian Cook said, y'all not in the building. Remember, I'll watch that show in 23 after the Jason Brown flop, LOL. Jason Brown flop. Evans, he said, no, they couldn't stop it. So, again, if you have not done so already, please like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. I'm less than 150 subscribers away from 1,000 subscriber mark. So please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Thursday, HBCU Fanatics. I'm going to be on my brother channel, Jared 11 Green. Y'all come through. It's probably going to be about 8 o'clock, 8:15 on Thursday night for HBCU Fanatics. Like I said, again, go check out Doc Holliday with HBCU Overdrive. She Loves D from my Jackson State fans, 2 Jackson State content creators I rock with. Man, I appreciate everybody coming through, showing some love. Y'all have a blessed, phenomenal evening. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace and blessings, and go Jags. Get it.